Medieval medicine cures worse than the disease. Picture this. You wake up in the Middle Ages with a fever. The local physician takes one look and declares your humors are unbalanced. His cure? Leeches, maybe a bleeding, maybe a drink made of crushed emerald and vinegar. Or if you're lucky, a bit of pigeon dung on your wound. Welcome to medieval medicine, a world where doctors fought death with superstition, guesswork, and courage. Today, we're diving into the bizarre world of medieval cures worse than the disease, and the strange ideas that shaped them. The Middle Ages are often painted as a dark age of ignorance, where doctors killed more patients than they cured. That's not entirely fair, but it's not entirely wrong either. Medicine in medieval Europe was a strange mix of ancient Greek theory, church doctrine, astrology, and pure desperation. Without microscopes or germ theory, healers couldn't see the true causes of illness. But that didn't stop them from trying. And their attempts? Let's just say modern viewers might want to look away. Section 1. The Four Humors, Science of the Senses. Almost all medieval medicine came from one man, Hippocrates, the ancient Greek known as the father of medicine. He believed the body was governed by four fluids, or humors: blood, phlegm, yellow bile, black bile. Health meant balance. Disease meant one humor had gone wild. So if you had a fever, too much blood, depression, too much black bile, cough and chills, phlegm, of course. The treatment? Balance the body by draining, purging, sweating, or vomiting. Thus was born one of the most infamous treatments in history: bloodletting. Section 2. Bloodletting, the cure that killed. For over 1,000 years, doctors believed the surest way to heal was to let the sickness out through the blood. They used knives, cups, or leeches to drain their patients, sometimes by the pint. Everyone from kings to peasants was bled regularly. Even George Washington, centuries later, died after losing too much blood from the same ancient practice. Doctors used charts to decide which vein to open for which illness, one for fevers, another for headaches, another for gout. It was as precise as it was pointless. If you survived, you balanced your humors. If you died, the doctor said it was simply God's will. Section 3. Astrology and the power of the stars. Medieval physicians didn't just look to the body, they looked to the sky. They believed the positions of planets affected health, surgery, even childbirth. Before bleeding a patient, a doctor might check the zodiac to ensure the moon wasn't in the wrong phase. Surgeons refused to cut under certain constellations. Midwives timed deliveries based on Jupiter's position. It sounds absurd now, but to the medieval mind, the heavens controlled everything, from the king's fate to your stomach ache. Section 4. Plague doctors and the battle with the Black Death. When the Black Death struck in the 14th century, medicine was powerless. Doctors filled their long-nosed masks with herbs to filter the bad air. They burned incense, avoided baths, believing it opened the pores to disease, and prescribed, well, anything. Common plague cures included drinking mercury or ground emeralds, sitting between two roaring fires, rubbing onions and human waste on buboes, killing cats. They thought they spread disease, when actually cats killed the rats that did. And yet, despite the madness, some treatments worked by accident. Quarantines, isolation, and clean air meant as spiritual purification actually slowed infection. In other words, medieval medicine sometimes worked for the wrong reasons. Section 5. Surgery without painkillers. Surgery in the Middle Ages was not for the faint of heart. Anesthesia didn't exist. Pain relief came in the form of alcohol, opium, or a good belt to bite down on. Surgeons, often barbers by trade, handled everything from setting bones to removing arrows. They worked fast before shock or blood loss killed the patient. Amputation was common, infection was inevitable, but they did have skill. Battlefield surgeons developed tools and techniques still recognizable today: hooks, scalpels, saws, and sutures. Their motto might as well have been, "Speed is mercy." Section 6. The Church, Faith, and Healing. Medicine in medieval Europe was as spiritual as it was physical. Illness was often seen as punishment from God, a test of faith. People prayed to saints for healing, made pilgrimages to holy shrines, and touched relics said to cure disease. Some monks practiced medicine in monasteries, keeping alive ancient knowledge through dark centuries. Hospitals grew out of these religious institutions, not places to be cured but to die well, surrounded by prayer. Medicine was never just science, it was salvation. Section 7. Herbal remedies and folk healers. Not all medieval medicine was madness. Many cures came from herbalists and midwives who relied on generations of folk knowledge. Plants like willow bark, which contains aspirin, garlic, and honey were surprisingly effective. The problem? Their knowledge was rarely written down and often dismissed as witchcraft. Still, their treatments formed the roots of real pharmacology. When learned physicians failed, it was often the village wise woman who actually saved lives. Section 8. Hospitals and medical schools. By the 12th century, medicine began to improve. The Islamic world led the way, with great hospitals in Baghdad, Damascus, and Cordoba, where doctors studied anatomy, surgery, and infection. Europe followed slowly. Universities in Salerno, Bologna, and Paris began teaching medicine formally. Medieval doctors dissected animals, studied ancient texts, and began recording their own experiments. It wasn't modern science, but it was the beginning of it. Section 9. Remedies stranger than fiction. Some medieval cures were so bizarre they sound like black comedy. To cure toothache, kiss a donkey. For headaches, tie a dead mole around your neck. For wounds, pack them with moss or dung. For epilepsy, drink the blood of a freshly killed man. For love sickness, bathe in vinegar and goat's milk. They were desperate people in desperate times, trying anything to fight a world they didn't yet understand. Conclusion. Medieval medicine was a world of contradictions, half faith, half science. For every leech and prayer, there was curiosity and courage. It's easy to laugh at their mistakes, but these were the people who kept humanity alive long enough for real medicine to be born. They built the bridge between superstition and science, one bloody, painful step at a time. If you survived this trip through the world of leeches and leprosy, hit like and subscribe to TorchLit History, where we uncover the strange, the dark, and the extraordinary sides of the Middle Ages. Comment below. Which medieval cure horrified you the most? And stay tuned for the next episode. Medieval Warfare, the Art of the Siege. Because history isn't clean, it's human.